Welcome back to Studio 5. Here is a fact. It can be hard to stay positive when you're in the company of a negative person, but what if you're married to one? Today, tools for managing your partner's up and down moods. It's a practice Studio 5 contributor Dr. Matt Townsend calls getting off the emotional roller coaster. I feel exhausted just describing that scenario.
Oh, I know. Try being it.
Being what?
The emotional roller coaster.
Oh, you are the roller coaster.
I'm an emotional roller coaster.
No, you're not.
I kind of am.
You're very constant.
It depends what I've eaten.
Okay.
If I eat a lot of sugar, I'm on fire.
Mac and cheese in a waffle iron?
Oh, man. My heart rate went up just watching that.
It was delicious.
Was it good?
I have to tell you.
And then she left.
All right.
I didn't get any.
So this up and down, some of it comes with marriage because life throws you some up and downs, but there are people who make those emotional rides a little intense.
Well, no, watch. All emotion is communication. So when someone is emotional, they're just communicating. So it's, by the way, it's the communication I would trust. I would trust the emotions more than the words. So we need to start using emotion to tell us what we've got to get to. Something needs to be addressed.
You would trust the emotions more than the words?
Oh, by far. How many times has somebody been mad and said they weren't?
Okay, yeah.
I'm fine. Get off my back. We're going to use the emotions to tell us what needs to be addressed.
So you're reading your partner's cues and signs.
Well, see, so part of that is we get frustrated by them, but some people are just emotional. And part of that emotion is telling us something, but we don't pay attention to it. So we need to just start using the emotion to teach us something's going on right here. And if we can start learning what's going on with these people around us, we can actually start to adapt and create a better life. Most of the time, we don't pay attention to the emotion, and then it blows up, and it just takes over.
Can I be honest? To me, that seems it would enhance the exhaustion. I mean, shouldn't you just be able to communicate? Isn't there a communication skill here that we should just be able to say how we feel and say what we mean?
Well, exactly, except be careful, because when you say what you want to say so you can feel what you want to feel and get it out there, that might be a cause of my emotion. So you might actually be causing the emotion and not even knowing it.
By your words. So
I want you to just start paying attention to the emotion, because the emotion is communicating something. When your baby is crying, it's not something to react to, and it's not something to get mad about, and it's not something to just tell them to shut up. It's telling you something, so we pay attention to it. That's even true with the adult that has emotion. The key, though, is you don't react to your partner's emotional outburst. The minute you react to their emotion, what's happening?
You're becoming part of their problem.
And you're becoming emotional yourself, so it becomes contagious. Do you know what guess how long the average emotion will last if you just let it go?
2 minutes.
Minute and a half.
Really?
1.5 minutes. If you just let it be, it'll go about 1.5 minutes, and then it tends to burn out.
So you let your spouse rant?
No, I let them, well, the ranting gets dangerous, and we'll show you in a minute.
Okay.
We make rules about that. We just need to start noticing, so why are you angry? It might be that he's hungry, it might be that he's tired, and eventually we're gonna talk about it. But right now, just first notice it. Notice it's telling you something. 2, don't get offended by it, and don't get emotional, because they're emotional. Don't flare yourself. Just let the emotion start to go. If you start reacting to it, freaking out, asking them to talk about it, pushing on it too hard, if you see the emotion going up, that's telling you what? You're changing the emotion. You're causing some of this. You're impacting some of it. So what you might want to do is just step back from it, not run away from it, and then eventually we're going to talk about it. Does that make sense? I mean, so I don't want you to run from it, but I also don't want you to ignore it, and I don't want you to just steamroll over it.
These are the initial steps that you take. We're not going to dance around these emotions.
And I don't want you to run from it. I want you to stay in the same space with them, and we're going to just start learning as a couple how this is going to work. But don't also assume that their emotion and your emotional needs are the same. For example, some people just are intense, and they bring intensity, and some people aren't intense, and that intensity bothers them. So if you're always trying to tell the intense partner to calm down, and he's like, not even mad, I'm calm. You're like, you're not calm, you're yelling. I'm not yelling. I'm talking loudly. So it all of a sudden becomes this weird dance. So assume you're not alike, assume everyone's different, and we're going to have to start learning. So how are we going to learn together with our partner how to manage our emotions? We have to talk. And the best way to lower an emotion is to learn to respectfully share and listen to each other.
So this is what I was getting at. This is where the communication comes in. So we're ready to address the emotion. What are the words that we say? How do we approach that?
First thing we got to identify is, let's just all get on the same page. You're frustrated, or whatever emotion you see. You're sad. You're angry. Whatever the word is that you see, I would hold it up and let them explain what it means. Don't try to define what it means. Like, if you see anger, there's anger. Honey, you seem frustrated or angry. I wouldn't say, it seems like you're ticked about the kids again. That's me guessing what the meaning behind the anger
Assuming,
is.
yeah.
So I would just hold up the emotion. I can see you're really frustrated. What's going on? And I'm going to let her tell me what the frustration is about. What if she lies? They always say lie. What if she doesn't tell me what it's about?
Right. What if you can tell she's angry, but she refuses to admit she's angry? Then what?
So your voice is loud. You just kick the cat, and it seems like you're angry, and you don't want to tell me why. Is that really what you don't? You really don't want to tell me why, and like give her another chance. What if she really doesn't want to tell you? Then I can see you're frustrated, and it's something you don't want to talk about. So I'm here when you want to talk about it. And you walk away.
So kind of the 3 strikes. You've given her 3 chances at that point.
Give her chances to share it. By the way, why would she not want to share it?
Maybe there's a timing aspect. Maybe she's not ready to talk about it.
She may not know what it's about. She may not think you can handle it. She may just not be in the mood to talk about it. So I might circle back. And by the way, when I see she's happy, guess what I'll say?
You seem happy.
You seem happy, babe. Can we talk about what was going on earlier? That seemed kind of out of sorts.
You mentioned the rules, like the guidelines, not letting a partner rant, for example, for more than 2 minutes or however long that emotion lasts. What other rules should we bring into these conversations?
Think of this. If we live with each other a long enough time, we should have some rules about the emotion. We should be honest about our emotions. We should say, I'm a fairly emotional person. One of the rules might simply be, if I start to get heated and emotional, we could just call a timeout. And timeout doesn't mean we just time someone out and send them to their room. It just means, babe, I can see you're getting frustrated. Can we just quit talking about the subject and just recover? Recover is a really cool rule that just says the happiest, healthiest couples on earth have conflict and problems, but they tend to recover faster. If we'll stay in the same space, a timeout will work. So you know what one of my favorite rules for my clients is?
What?
Video it.
Video the argument or the discussion?
Yeah, just make a rule right now when no one's arguing that the next time one of us gets heated and emotional, the other person can pull their phone out and record it.
Now that would be interesting.
What do you want to bet will happen the minute we start recording an argument and emotion?
People will be shocked, I'm guessing, at their tone, at their approach, at their words.
If they let it happen, but most people will quit arguing.
Just stop it altogether.
By the way, what happens when they can control their own emotion just because I'm recording it? What does that mean?
You tell me.
That means they have control. That means they're not going to do it publicly.
Right.
So if all of a sudden you know, but you have to agree to the rules up front. So if we all agree, we're going to record our emotion. So the minute we're getting heated, let me help you. Can we all just agree we'll record it? Dr. Matt said we should just record it. And if you record it and we all agree to it, I guarantee most of the time they'll just stop.
Interesting.
And if they can stop it, that means that, by the way, we don't show emotion at work.
Yeah.
We don't show emotion everywhere else. We just show it on each other. But if all of a sudden we know we record it and that saves everything, booyah, you're into something big.
Yeah, Matt, good stuff. Thank you so much. Speaking of good stuff, I took some photos at your date night.
You were at the date night. That was
so fun. So much fun.
Look at that guy.
A packed house. You were working the crowd. We were laughing. Everyone was frantically taking notes.
Yeah.
It was very good. Mark and I both had little personal ahas, so nice job.
Did you see that? And I told a funny story about my ankles.
You did. Yes, his weak ankles.
Delicate, we call them.
Awesome. Hey, if you missed the date night, you do have a one-day workshop coming up.
One-day workshop where we're going to teach people how to manage this emotion, how to work it through. December 6th. It's from 9 in the morning to 3 o'clock. December 6th. So it's to kind of help you get through the holidays. Just go to, it's a really new website, peacewithdrmatt.com. Peacewithdrmatt.com.
Awesome.
Check it out.
It really was
December
great.
6th.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brooklyn.
Well, today is day 18.